is when I need you. This is when I need you to be here. And I don't have that superstar person in my life anymore. But I have a whole lot of people that want to step up and fill the void. I have a whole lot of people that want to step up and fill the void, and I feel very thankful for that. And it's pretty awesome. I want to close with this story. One of my favorite movies is called The Pursuit of Happiness. And it's one of my favorite actors, Will Smith, and he has a son who he's supporting on being a traveling salesman. And the story is that if he doesn't sell his quota, he's not going to be able to put enough food on the table to support his family. But he's still finding a way to be happy, even with that stress on his mind. He's still finding a way to be happy, even with that stress on his mind. And you know what that says to me? That says, no matter what you're going through in your life, there is a way to be happy. Because you're walking around from homeless shelter to homeless shelter, trying to figure out how am I going to put food on the table to feed the one person I care about most. And you can still walk around the streets and have a smile on your face? That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. And that is the mentality that, I'm not saying you're going to be happy all the time. It'd be pretty weird if you were walking around with a smile on your face. People would have some questions about you. But you can be happy. There's a lot of things in your life that can bring you happiness. You just gotta find out what it is. And that's one of the greatest parts for me growing up, is figuring out what makes you happy. Figuring out what you can put your time and energy into. Figuring out what you're passionate about. Your life is a gift. And you have all these great teachers and friends and mentors and people that want to help you out. I'm sure that there's a lot of unproductive things that you guys do with your life. But I'm also sure that there's a lot of good things that you do with your life. And if you can maximize what the positive things are, then you're coming out ahead. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't do like the fun stuff. There's always going to be time for fun stuff. But you got to figure out what you're passionate about. Like, what do you want to spend the rest of your life doing? And sometimes you got to go through the adversity to figure out what it is you want to do. Because I love this. I love this right here. I love talking to awesome people like you. And I love telling my story in order to help other people. This is what helps me get out of bed in the morning, is coming and interacting with people like you. It's awesome. This is my passion. This is where my talent is, and this is where my heart is. Because when I talk about what's on my heart, it's a direct line to my brother, because he's always on my heart. When I talk about this stuff, it's a direct line to my brother. And when you talk about your family, and when you talk about people who love you, even if they're not with you, they still hear what you have to say. Because they're always here. People who love you will always be here, no matter if they're on this earth or not. Thank you so much.
So guys, Jamie said that he can stay for some questions. So we just want to give you guys an opportunity if you have any questions or anything like that for Jamie. Raise your hand and we'll call on you and we'll see what he has to say. So, any questions? Yep.
What tips would you give about dealing with debt?
The thing about losing somebody is that you don't know that you have the strength to deal with something like that because you go through the events in your life and you're like, all right, my brother's gonna be here when I graduate college. My brother's gonna be here when I graduate high school. My brother's gonna be here when I get my first job. My brother's gonna be here when I get married. My brother's gonna be here when I have my first kid. My brother is gonna be here when my parents pass away. And unfortunately, that doesn't always happen. But you don't realize that you have the strength to do something until you actually have to do it. People always say, oh yeah, I'm sorry for your loss. And that's what you should say to somebody who loses someone, because I'm sure you are, because if you don't know what it's like, if you haven't had to deal with it, then you don't know what it's like. But you find the strength to deal with unexpected challenges, because what's the alternative? You can't throw away the rest of your life because you hit some adversity. You have to find the strength somehow. And doing it productively, not by reverting back to things that throw you off track. Because you gotta keep going forward. Always going forward, no matter what happens. And there's gonna be people in your life that will help you deal with the adversity and cope with it. Because if you're dealing with it, 9 times out of 10, there's other people who are close to you that are doing the same thing. Can I have Pat Casey come up for a sec? This is a perfect example. Pat knew my brother. He knew my brother very, very well. They spent more than enough time together. Way too much time. And now Pat, I lean on Pat and other St. A's guys to reminisce about positive memories of Dan, and we share stories and we laugh and we try to be happy. But there's days that you can't be happy all the time. And I'm just lucky that I have friends that knew Dan and friends that will always be there for me. People that look out for me, because it's special. Because all the people that knew my brother, they're another pathway to him. And I'm going to take any pathway that I can get, because I'm going to try to be as close to my brother as I possibly can. And that's how you deal with it. Because you just have to. There's no other alternative.
Any other questions, guys? Questions?
I know it's hard to think of questions on the spot, but I have Twitter, I have Facebook, If you have anything you want to talk to me about and you can't think of it right now, just shoot me a message, send me a tweet, email me. It's very hard, it's very hard to talk about some of this personal stuff in front of all your friends and classmates and stuff. But just be thankful for all the close friends that you have, because you're going to be close to 3 or 4 of these guys even after you graduate. And you might be in a situation that, you look to the guy to the left of you, to the back of you, to the right of you, and you're like, I have the same relationship with that guy as Jamie did with his brother. It's special. It's special.
I'd like to give one more thanks to Jamie for coming here today. I mean, we all know that it's not easy to get up here in front of our crowd and to talk about something so very personal, in his life. But I think what you guys need to do, and every time you hear somebody like this talk about their story, everyone has their own story. Your story is completely different from Jamie's, and it's completely different from the kid sitting next to you. But the challenge is to be able to go home, to take these things that you heard, and to then apply them to your life. Apply them to your life and allow yourself to move in a positive direction moving forward. To contribute to this Varian Brothers community, to contribute to your family, whatever community that is, in the best way that you can. Because we all know that each and every one of you have tremendous gifts and talents, and we're just waiting to be able to see them and to see them be realized here within our community. So, thank you again, Jamie. Thank you.